Alright guys, what's up? We are live again. I've been doing this a lot and we're here with Chris Dangerfield today. What's up,
Hi.
Chris?
Hi, are you sure we're live, William?
I'm pretty sure. Let's check out our live. Are
Oh,
we live, people?
yes.
Yes, we are live. It's running.
Yeah, man.
So
It's
what's
just come up. Where are you recording from, Bill? It sounds like you're in like a food processing plant.
what right now?
Yeah, it's going.
No, I got a fan on and it's catching my mic really fucking loud. I don't know why. Like when I record, it doesn't sound like this. I'll lower my mic a bit.
Well, people in the chat, is Billy's air conditioner too much for you? They're
Nah.
saying they're saying we're good.
Nah, it's alright. You could hear it a little bit. It's a little loud when you listen back, but
No worries. Anyway, well, thanks for having us on, Bill.
yeah, man. Let's finally got it together.
Isn't it exciting times? I started to resent you, in fairness, because we were peers for a while. Our subs were going up like almost in synchronized, and we both got to about 3,500. And I went to Thailand for 8 weeks, and I was sick as a dog out there. I went out there to get clean, and I had to sit there in tears and in puddles of my own piss, watching your sub count rise daily.
Dude, I have people that I've followed since I've had like 3 or 4 thousand. They had like 200, 400 subscribers. They're already past me. Okay? I've been doing this shit for a year and a half and I'm only at 6,600. So
Oh.
these people are passing me like nothing. Like that guy Hashim, he's about to pass me. That
It's
what's that girl's name? Zoe. She was at like
it's
500 subs. I had like 3,000, 4,000. She fucking passed me in 3 months.
it's
She's already
always a
way
little
past.
bit more it's always a little bit more annoying when it's a really hot girl and you don't want to say it, but you're like, no, your content's good. Your boobs are great. You're
No, she's got good
smashing it.
content. That's why I've been sub to her and shit. But it's just
No,
fucking weird how that happens.
I haven't seen her channel at all. I was just saying in general, it certainly happens like that in the comedy industry in England. You'll have comedians that aren't very good but look amazing, and you just sit next to them haggard, years of drug abuse and starvation, and you're not growing.
Hold on a second. Someone's told me to speak louder. Really? Why? My fucking. How could you hear my background so loud but not me? I have my mic turned up fucking halfway. I have the mic on the OBS. It's gonna get too loud, man. You're gonna hear the background too much.
You're good with me at the moment. You can't keep everyone happy, Bill.
How is that, people? Is that better or what? Because like, if I move away from this mic 4 inches, it gets so much lower on the streams. I don't know why, but I don't know. You tell me, people in the chat. What do you hear?
Carrie Wasker's saying views matter, not subs. Nice one. Okay, Brad Young said we're all good. Right, Bill, I know what we can talk about.
Do you?
Something. Yeah, there was a comment on Twitter. It might have been yesterday. And someone was saying about something about the post VidCon sort of turnaround, and you said, yeah, these people are bastards. Remember? Do you remember the comment?
Yeah, of course.
And because I saw it all happen, I saw the Warskis say it, I saw Wizard of Cause say it, all nice people, they've all had me on their channels, and they all got back and they were like, yeah, I've kind of decided that I'm not going to do those videos anymore and be nasty. And I was like, hang on, this seems really weird. It was never about people anyway, it was about their ridiculous ideas and how dangerous they are in society. And everyone was like, yeah, but we had a beer at VidCon, you know. Jesus Christ.
No, it's okay. Fine, you want to talk to these. That's fine. You've been wanting to talk to these people forever. That's no problem, and that's why you started making videos to start discussions, right? So that's all fine and dandy, but just to think that like we've red pilled these people, like that's insane to me. And I'm like, and I think like the whole thing. Do you remember the whole thing with Tildeer? How he made that video and Andy got all upset about it and
Yeah.
whatever. They did a whole stream about it. This is what he was talking about. Like he's talking about like don't. He's like be wary. Don't just trust these fucking people.
No,
Like
without a
it
doubt.
doesn't mean don't speak to them. Don't try to speak to them. It's just realize who these people were. realize their stupid ideas that you've called out, and now like you got Sargon apologize to Lacey, you got Andy apologizing to Franny for what?
No, I know.
I want to know for what, because what? Because I cursed you out? Because
I think there's a little bit of a difference with the Lacey thing, because she's kind of changed her ideas, and I'm not saying a big difference. I'm not cutting Sargon any slack, but I think the likes of, I mean, someone said,
I'm not trying to be a dick to these people, by the way. You know, I like Andy.
No, of course.
And whatever.
I sort of am. But there was one bit where we went, I saw Riley Dennis at the bar, and I thought, oh, it'd be nice if he could join us for a drink and all this. And I think they all went home and were thinking, what a bunch of saps. We only had to smile at them, and they were like, sorry about everything. Just, you know, I don't know. It seemed a bit weird. I know what it's like when you go to those things. I remember the first time I went to Glastonbury, and it was this big love-in, and I left, and I was like, God, it was lovely, everyone just getting on, all the people from my hometown. I used to throw pints of beer at each other, we're all getting on. But a couple of weeks later, they were still the initial cunt that made me hate them in the first place.
Well, the thing is, like, how, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. But, yeah, like, okay, these people, like, what, yeah, you're getting along and you're hanging out and all that, but you've still been fighting with them for over a year. These people started off by like, are telling you like, oh, white people are racist. This is how this all started, because of their fucking generalizations of white people. You know?
Yeah, shocking
like,
things.
That's what you have to apologize for that. If we're going to talk about giving apologies, that's where the apologies start. Yeah. By saying I'm a fucking racist, you don't even know me, you know?
Yeah, and all that. You don't want to sleep with a trans person. You're a bigot. What? Hang on, I'm just a bloke. I just noticed that Aimee is in the chat now. Aimee, I've bumped into her on some of Devon's streams in the chat, and she asked me to do a stream, and I thought that's nice. I put her on the list, and then yesterday I see her do a stream with I Hypocrite, and now I want to marry her. I have fallen head over heels. If you're listening, Aimee, I will love you. I will look after you. I will abuse you in the best possible way. That just needed saying. Hi. She's giving me a love heart. We can move on now, Bill. Just have to deal with that.
Yeah, Aimee. Watch out for Aimee.
Yeah. Well, she'll be all right, though. I'm not allowed into America.
She's in Canada. So.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Yeah, watch out, love. I can do that. It's not the same place, is it? I know it's
not. You gotta compete with like 100 other dudes. So.
No, Bill. I've always been an alpha. It's easy. I'll make them compete with each other without even realising that's what's happening. I'll be walking her out, going, "Oh, let me look after you." They're all throwing things at each other. Quick, come with me. I've got a little hotel room down the road.
I don't know, man. You know, I thought I had Aimee under my thumb, and then she's sending I Hypocrite pics with his name. So, a little bit of a problem there. Huh?
So no more flirting. Come on.
The point is, he's like, you gotta ask girls to send these pictures with their names. Why? Just fucking send them. Asking is creepy. You're just supposed to send them, ladies. That's how it goes. Like.
I had an old friend. I haven't seen her for about 20 years, and we used to have sex and that when we were teenagers, and it was a bit weird. We never really fancied each other, but if we were at like a party and it got to the end of the night and neither of us had managed to find someone we actually wanted to have sex with, we'd sort of just look at each other and go, might as well. And that happened quite a few times. And she got married, and the boyfriend hated me. It's the alpha male thing again. He knew the score and he wanted me out of the scene. Credit to him, he done well. And then a couple of weeks ago, she got hold of me because they finished. So the first thing she's done is added all those people on Facebook that the husband didn't want. And I was chatting away with her, and it was just nice. Oh yeah, what have you been up to? Blah blah. And out of the blue, she went, "Do you want some dirty pictures?" And it made me feel like she'd never been online, because there's something sort of pre-internet about the phrase "dirty pictures."
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and I
Dirty
just
jokes,
thought,
dirty
yeah,
jokes.
yeah, like Blue Movie. It's in that era. And when she said it, I couldn't help but think of like Readers' Wives. I don't know if you had them in the States, but in like 70s porn mags in England, the last two pages would be Readers' Wives. And again, this is pre-digital photography, so there'd be really nasty, sort of just awful pictures of like just gash, real just gash. And she came up actually. She was a nightmare. She got really drunk. She caused trouble in a pub. She kicked a bin of bottles over, and I had to throw her in an Uber and send her home. All after, and that's all because of the dirty pictures. Because actually, they were all right.
Why would we mean they were all right?
Well, she looked quite nice in them.
Oh.
I think I'd assumed they were going to be like sepia toned and like dog eared, and do you know what I mean? And of course, I'd set my expectations so low. Then when it was actually an attractive woman with a fair breast, I was like, oh, hang on. And, you know, being nothing but a man, I just went, yeah, all right, come up at the weekend, we'll get some gin.
That's like the secret to life, no? Like, just low expectations.
Well, funnily enough, it's funny you should say that because, well, we're getting back to talking about Aimee, but she was quoting, no, but you brought it round, but she was quoting Jordan Peterson earlier, and I read he was quoting someone else. Oh, it's a Mobius strip of quotes. She was quoting Peterson, who was quoting Wittgenstein, and I studied Wittgenstein, and I recognised the quote, and it was from a piece of work where he's talking about making the unfamiliar familiar, and the idea of doing that is it gives you the power of having the opposite, where you make the familiar unfamiliar. And it causes the unfamiliar to be familiar, which gives you strength and power in frightening situations. So, for instance, if someone ran in your room now and charged at you with a blade shouting, Allahu Akbar, that's really unfamiliar. Well, maybe not, but it's kind of an unfamiliar situation. And because it's new and fresh, you'd kind of panic and wouldn't know what to do. But if you trained yourself into making the familiar unfamiliar, like a bottle of water, look at it afresh, look at it new, give yourself the LSD goggles, then you may, this is what Wittgenstein, this was his hypothesis, you may be able to see the unfamiliar with the calmness and clarity that you usually see the familiar with.
Sounds like a bunch of woo.
No, man, no. You know what does? The way I described it does, without a doubt. But, you know, this Wittgenstein's class, man. I mean, he had aeroplane wallpaper. I remember that.
No,
Did you not have...
I got an axe close by. It's like a little handheld axe, so we'll hope that helps if someone runs in screaming Allahu Akbar.
Well, hang on, what?
Roof.
I thought you said an ex, like you got an ex-girlfriend.
No, an axe.
Nearby.
A fucking, you know?
Is that your weapon of choice?
Well, I had it to cut wood and shit.
Hang on, what? You live in New York, though?
Yeah, but I got a smoker and I like get wood and smoke meat and shit.
Do you really?
Yeah, I love it. In the summer, it's fucking amazing.
I lived in a caravan for a while on a couple of different traveller sites, and we had a little burner in there. But it would never last long enough at night, and I'd wake up with like frost on my pillow. And so whenever I smell wood burners, I just get a bit cold, like a physical memory. It's not pleasant. Tell me, Billy, so what's your background? Did you go to university?
I started college, but I quit and
No good.
moved out instead because I couldn't take living in my house.
I'm not sure. You know what? With the internet at the moment, I mean, you're going to miss out on the social life. But I wouldn't go to uni now. I've done 7 years of higher education, and you know, pre-internet. And if you wanted to learn then, and if you wanted to have people help you, you know, teachers, you kind of had to. But with the access at the moment to information online, I don't know if I'd get myself in 30, 40 grand's worth of debt for that.
That's a lot of fucking money, man. It's probably way worse now. Like.
Well, that's what it is in England. The average student from doing a Bachelor of Arts degree or a Bachelor of Science, I think it's the same out there, BA, is it? Something like that. You're going to leave with about £30,000, £40,000 of debt.
It's so fucking nuts.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, this is you're going to leave in your mid 20s, and in your mid 20s, you're meant to be enjoying life and not having debts, and have that little period before mortgages, before debts, and where you can just fuck about and travel. But you're going to come out of uni now, and it's like, shit, I owe a fucking fortune, and that's pressure that young people don't want.
Yeah, and like the more the more that like this goes on, whatever. Like so like now it's like the norm. Everyone you have to have a college degree, but that's kind of worthless because people just have degrees in whatever, and they get jobs for something different. So just because they have a college degree.
Yeah.
If you notice that's the weird thing. Like I have a degree in biology, but you know they picked this guy in an advertising firm. They picked me over him because I had a degree. It's so.
Yeah.
And he
doesn't make
didn't.
sense.
But meanwhile, he's been like, I don't know. He's been into advertising his whole life or something and all that. So it's very weird how they do that. But now it's like the college degree is like not worthless, but it's gonna become obsolete too because it's just, you know, it's going that way. It seems.
Yeah, without that, and also,
But what
I
are you
mean,
gonna need then? What the fuck are you gonna need in life to get a job?
well, I think, at the moment, if you take on a graduate, a lot of the time you're thinking, what end of that graduate spectrum are they on? Are these one of these lunatics who are going to sue me if I happen to elbow their breast when I walk past by 100% accident? Am I going to get an indoctrinated student?
Yeah.
I just read today that Harvard students are going to be forced to do a diversity course.
Well, they're all. I wonder which classes are mandatory, anyway, at the moment. Like, if like
Well,
these if like black studies are mandatory at any point in time.
I think there's certainly in England, if you do humanities, you've got to do gender awareness or something weird like that. I mean, I'd done a master's degree in cultural studies, but this is like 20 years ago. But it was the precursor to social justice. It was like a communist boot camp. I came out of it a Marxist. Yeah, I went in there working class drug addict and came out a communist drug addict.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, really weird, and it had a detrimental effect on the next 15 years of my life, without doubt. Screwed me up, filled me with guilt, filled me with, if I achieved anything, it was like, well, you can't acquire without someone else losing out, bullshit.
Like,
damaging.
like how are you supposed to, like, yes, someone always loses in something. Like, if there's more than one person going for something, someone's losing.
Yeah, basics. But they're not too good with
That's
facts.
just math. It's fucking math. Like, it's addition. Jesus, it's subtraction. Fuck. What is wrong with these people? Huh? So
It's an odd one, but what done me about it was they didn't teach us Marxism critically. It wasn't like, let's look at Marx, because without a doubt Marxism is like part of like the dominant narrative of the 20th century. You can't get away from that historically, but teach it to us critically. But they didn't. They taught it to us as a way of thinking, as a way of approaching analysis. So there was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing at fault. Just learn it and become it, and that's fucking awful. I think
that's why, like, science is great. It's like, okay, I have a hypothesis. Now we put every test to it. What didn't I test for? Oh, I didn't test for this. I got to test for it now, just to see if it's true.
Yeah.
And these things are like, oh, apply this lens to the way you look at data.
Yeah.
Like, and that makes no
100%.
sense. Like,
Yeah. Well, it does to the tutors because they're all Marxist ideologues. They love it.
that's like the girl yesterday. The stream I did, like, about that stupid girl that I've done videos on before. She automatically, the first thing she says in the video is about oh, it's the 4th of July and it just makes me think of slavery. I'm like, so right away, like, someone presents you with an idea and you're like, let me think about it in terms of race. And how could I think about this in terms of race, and just instead of just going after the exact thing it says. Like,
No, I watched that video today. I watched your video on her. The crackers, isn't she?
she's crazy.
Who's that woman? You don't see so much of the channel anymore. I think he was called the Non-Believer.
Yeah.
He used to have this black woman, and she was similar to her, but a little bit more sort of
Yeah, what's her
energetic.
face? I forget her name. I know who you're talking about. She's pretty
Wow.
popular.
Yeah, really popular.
Who knows her name? Someone in the chat knows her name. What is
I
going
can't
on?
remember, but I used to watch his
There's like
videos.
a fucking whole drama going on in my goddamn chat here.
That's all right. Fireworks are racist, is what I call. That fella there, face palm migraine. That's the one who said it'll be like being back in rehab if me and you stream together.
Yeah, that girl last night. It's not Cat Black. No. You know who she is, hypocrite. She's fucking. She does them from her house. She does videos from her house. She just fucking. No, it's not Cat Black. Cat Black is the trans. No.
Yeah, Cat Black's the
No,
trans who makes videos about
it's not
9
Cat
hours long.
Black. Hagbart's done videos on her before too.
Hang on, I'm looking at his channel.
No, it's not Dr. Random or Cam.
It's
Are you the
Cynthia
poor man's
G.
Random or Cam with your hat, Chris?
Sorry?
Are you the poor man's Random or Cam? with
I'll
your
have you
hat
know, Random McCann's hat is your classic imitation of my proper rabbit and something other dead animal from Canada. So steady. I'm the rich man's Random McCann, if anything. Cynthia
G. Yes, Cynthia G. That's who you're talking about, right?
And yeah, and what worries me is the popularity in her comment section. It's like, you know, these people are out there and wow.
Oh, yeah, they're all over it, dude. I could run into 10 today. I could probably just I could just probably walk up to any black person and ask them these questions, and they'll say the same shit as her.
Wow. So tell me about New York. Tell me about the area you live in. I've never been to America. They won't let me.
What about it? What do you want to know?
Well, I'm like a little English boy from a housing estate. I've just seen it on movies. Do you live near Times Square?
No. I'm in like Brooklyn, which is.
Oh wow, that's cool though.
Yeah, there's 5 little areas that make up New York City, and I'm one of them.
Have you always lived there?
Yes, I have.
Nice.
That's something, I don't know, I want to move to like somewhere quieter and easier, but I don't know how that would work out. Like, how the fuck do people make money in in the fucking boondocks? Like I've been to Pennsylvania, and I'm like, there's 5 houses out here and no stores. No, what the fuck are people doing for money?
Well, I live in Soho, right in the centre of London, and I'm the same as that. If I'm left here, I mean, I'm looking out my window now, it's just craziness. It's madness.
Yeah, you're like, I can't take it, but.
But if I was to move out, it would almost certainly have to be a lighthouse. I couldn't do some suburban. No. I need the extreme. Busy as hell or totally isolated, because they're kind of the same. But when I visit friends and I've got to walk past terraced houses and there's a shop on the corner and the streets are empty at like 9 at night, I just get the fear.
It's boring. It's just like, what is it? There's nothing. Like, it's so. It's like no contact with people whatsoever. But like this, like you said, the city's too fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's too much shit going on. There's too many people all the time. It's just.
But the thing is, Bill, it's okay to say what you want, but you tend to do what you want, and you're still there, and I'm still here. So, you know, I'm sure you could find somewhere you could afford that wasn't in the middle of New York, but you kind of like it there. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I'm just used to it. I got all my, family and friends are here, so there's that. Like, there's all those things.
I'm thinking of buying a guest house on the beach in Thailand and leaving here in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah?
That's the nearest I'm getting to moving. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 years. Not a profit-making guest house, just somewhere I can live, pays for my accommodation, and there's a steady flow of people to keep me entertained. I go out to Thailand a couple of times a year. I have been for the last 10 years, and I fucking love it, man.
Yeah, are you able to speak English there? Like, I don't get it. Like, I know that probably a bunch of people learn English there, but...
No, you can... Most people there speak English. I mean, I fell in love with a Thai streetwalker sort of 12 years ago, and she's taught me how to speak Lao. And most of the sex workers there come from Isan in the north of Thailand, and their first language is Lao. So I've got the option of English or Lao with all the working girls. And to be honest with you, I don't really talk to anyone else. Just being honest, they're amazing though. They've got me through 2 heroin detoxes. Those women.
Well, make sure they're the real deal and not Riley types.
You know what? The first time I ever went out there, the first ever. I mean, I've had sex with thousands of prostitutes all around the world. It's a global passion, Bill. But the first one in Thailand, I didn't really know how it worked. And this beautiful, beautiful woman. You can gamble on children fighting in Thailand, and they're like 5 or 6 years old, and I've been gambling on them fighting. I made a fortune. So I went down, and I was all thinking I was like Chrissy Big Potatoes with this roll of money in my pocket.
Who's Chrissy Big Potatoes?
Well, it's me giving it the big one, you know, like, oh, I've got money, don't worry about that. And then I've seen this, like I say, this beautiful girl, so I've just went, oh yeah, let's do a massage. And she took me into this little pissy room, and I quite like the smell of piss when I'm going to have sex. It's dirty. That so? And then it turned out she was a bloke, but I only realised while she was sucking my cock. And I remember thinking, I mean, I'm not a gay, but you know, if you have to say it. But while she was sucking my cock, I noticed that I saw her penis because her skirt had sort of ridden up. And I remember thinking, it's more perverted to leave. It would be weirder to go, oh no, this isn't turning me on. Because I'll tell you what, if you've never had a bloke suck your cock, it's fucking wicked. Especially when he's that beautiful. You know, he looked like a princess.
Well, I'm sure it's not that it's a dude. I'm sure it's the passion for it.
No, it's because they know what to do.
I don't buy that.
Well, I'm going to blindfold you. I'm going to take you to Thailand.
Fuck off.
You're going to have to tell me which one's which.
Fuck off.
But anyway, then he punched me out of nowhere. A right hook, smash, right on the jaw. Oh, on the sweet spot. Knocked me senseless. Did not stop sucking my cock though. Insane. My first night ever in Thailand, I've gambled on children fighting, I've had a man suck my cock, and I've had a man who's sucking my cock punch me in the face. All that in the space of an hour of landing. You can see why I keep going back. What a place.
Why did he punch you?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't know. I could speculate, but I mean, like I sort of went down and sort of fell into the corner of the room, but still going on the cock. You know, wasn't trying to mug me. Probably had some kind of beat the Englishman up fetish on the go. I don't know. I got out of there though. Didn't pay him, Riley.
Riley. Has anyone heard this story yet, or is this?
Oh no, I've told this. It's on my channel, but it's a bit longer than this. I've left out all the exciting details.
You've left out all the exciting shit.
No, telling you now.
Oh,
it's a free-parter on my channel. It's a sex tourist. I've done a stand-up about it because I went out there to write a show about sex tourism. I thought I'd just come out of rehab and I thought I'm clean. I've got a bit of money. I'll go to Thailand. I'll have a go at the girlfriend experience, the massage parlour, the all-nighter, all the different sex tourism you can do. Obviously not the kids. That would be ridiculous. But
just fighting, only fighting with the kids.
Yeah, of course. That's another story, though. That was amazing, man. I was scaring that kid to death. I was screaming at him. And when he stuck an elbow and knocked the other one down, I was claret. And of course, these are children hitting each other, but I was over the moon. I was in the ring screaming, shaking him, going, "You wicked little bastard!" But yeah, so I've gone out there to write this show for the Edinburgh Festival, and I ended up relapsing on methamphetamine. I just got on the meth and I ended up with a Glock. I was shooting people. It was big dramas. Yeah.
You were shooting people.
I ended up with this Glock. I don't really know where it come from because I was doing like Valium and Xanax and Ritalin, all injecting, and methamphetamine. I haven't got a history of meth. I've always been on the downers. I've always been a smackhead, and so I was just fucked. And I remember going to buy some, and I was there for 9 weeks, and I thought I'll get enough for the 9 weeks. But they kept me around in this house, and they were fucking me about, and I'd already given them money, and it was like 4 hours I'd been. It was a meth house. It was full of like prostitutes, naked, laying around, all like wizened and sick. And in the end, I just went, "Give me my fucking money. I'm going. This is bullshit. I know you're trying to rob me." Just going paranoid, you know. They could barely move, to be honest with you. And then one of them just went, "Should we shoot this gun?" And I thought, if he gives me that gun, I'm gonna, you know. And he went, "Yeah, we'll go out the back and shoot the gun." And he hasn't given it to me. I just put it, aimed it at all these kids and the oars. I went, "Give my fucking money!" And they all were going, "What?" And as they sort of covered their heads and hid and started screaming, because of the meth I was on and everything else in the moment, I became just sort of like hyper aware of this newfound power. I mean, we don't have guns in England, well, certainly not as many as you have out there. And so I just sort of let a couple of bullets go, and as they sort of everyone just started screaming and running around, and I thought, this is amazing. I just thought, this is something else, man. So I just emptied I'd let about another 4 or 5 go, and then I remember thinking, if I empty it, I've lost my weapon, haven't I? So I just let a few go, and then I stood there, and they were all looking at me like I was a lunatic.
This is all legal there, or what?
I don't think you're allowed to shoot people.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I'm wondering. But are you allowed to just freely shoot? Like, yeah, let's just shoot into the wind. Fuck it.
You can go shooting now. The best place for shooting into the wind, of course, will be Cambodia. I mean, I've been out there a few times, and out there, I fired an MP4. Is it an MP5? Little submachine gun, tiny little thing. You empty 32 rounds in about half a second. And out in Cambodia, they've got everything. You want to shoot it, they'll just find you one. But there's no health and safety. There's no goggles and earmuffs, and it's not a shooting range. They just take you out somewhere and just go, here.
Well, they do that here too. People who live in the woods and shit, the fucking south, they like just shoot shit on their property, you know.
But have you done it? Have you fired?
I've never fired a gun.
I loved it. I gotta say, I loved it.
I would try it. Yeah, I'm down to go to a range or something and try it out for sure.
I was doing they give me a little Beretta.
I won't go as far as shooting at a bunch of teens or whatever they were.
No, I don't think.
But I'll go shoot a target.
When I ended up doing that show at the Edinburgh Festival, it's one of the biggest arts festivals in the world, and the comedy has kind of taken it over. And you're doing an hour gig a night for 4 weeks, 28 gigs, and I went out there to write the show about sex tourism, and the show ended up being about the relapse and shooting people and a few other things that happened. And there's no real sex in it except for that blowjob off the bloke. And I'm doing it the first night I'm there, and I'm telling the story about shooting all those kids, and the joke that I tell when I'm saying it is, I go, you know, when I say I was shooting them all that, and I go, no, it was fucking brilliant. They're all laughing. And I say, look, fill yourself full of methamphetamine and Valium, put a gun in your hand, and tell me you wouldn't shoot a room full of children. And they're all laughing, and they all sort of go, ooh. And then I say, you don't have to tell me it's wrong to shoot people. You know, you don't have to tell me it's wrong to shoot children. And the punchline is, I'm not trying to do the story here, I'm just telling you why. And then I say the punchline is, but I was on holiday. And that's where I expect to get a laugh. But while the first night, as I'm saying it, you don't have to tell me it's wrong to shoot children, I suddenly realise I'm in Edinburgh, Scotland. And I suddenly remember about Dunblane. And Dunblane was a shooting in a school that happened in Scotland. I think loads of kids got killed. And as I'm telling it, I'm thinking, hang on, you've picked the fucking wrong story for the wrong venue, man. Yeah, every night as I was delivering that bit, I was thinking, I hope no one in here lost their, you know, family to, yeah. No one complained, though.
Well, that's good. You didn't get kicked off stage or nothing.
No. Right, Billy, listen, I'm talking loads, so I'm going to ask you some questions. So how did you end up making YouTube videos? What was the motivation? How did you get here?
Well, I was always watching them, and I always wanted to make videos, but I just didn't know how. And then one day, when I started getting online and talking to people, actually, because, like, I've commented in comment sections forever, dude, and half these people, most of them, never fucking answer, no matter what. So, this is for years already. So then, like 2 years ago, I guess, I started, like, talking to Devin online and other people, like, Devin actually would fucking talk to you, so I started getting involved like that, and someone just fucking sent me a program. It was like, yo, download this program, I'll show you the first couple of things, and then just go with it.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So, like, I could have been talking on here for years already, but I just didn't know how and didn't bother to find out. Like,
Exactly the same story here. I have been trying to do it for about 6 years. I've spoken to so many people. I had Bear in on Skype when he had about 2,000 followers, and he was going, you need Camtasia, you need this. I have downloaded probably about 20 different softwares. I can't fucking use them. I'm not tech at all. And it was Devon. He actually answered me and he said, get OBS. And I downloaded it that night, made my first video.
oh, so you do yours through OBS?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I don't even do that. I don't even do that. I do it through other programs, yeah, but still.
Oh, it's a piece of piss. I mean, I've only just started editing, because usually it's just one take, but I've got an editor, and so I'm going to try that. But that's fucking time, isn't it? I mean, if I do a 30-minute video, it takes me 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what happens with me. It takes me a couple hours to make videos, because I gotta record, I gotta edit the audio, I gotta put every piece of film or picture or whatever JPEG in there, fucking cut them all up, line them up correctly, all that shit. It takes so much time.
Yeah, that's what because I have to work as well. I mean, I'll keep telling my people up the Patreon and I can do this full time, and weirdly they've responded. I mean, I'm getting a few every day now, but
I'm down. I don't like begging for money though, so I don't really like ever say,
no.
Hook me up, guys, because like it's pretty. I don't know. It's not my style. Like I don't ask things of people usually, so.
I get
Especially
that.
something I'm doing. Like, I'm putting these videos out on my own volition. Like, I don't need, like, I don't, why should people be giving me money? Whatever. It's a weird conflict.
All right, Billy, but how many videos do you put out a week, roughly?
2 at least. You sometimes 3 or 4, it depends.
So let's say 3 for argument's sake. So in a month, that's 12. I say to on the start of my videos, I say, think about sticking $1 in the Patreon. And so $1 for 12 videos. So they're basically going to be paying you about 8 cents for a video. And people are alright with that because it's 8 fucking cents. I don't say, come on, I need $50 off you all. I say the same thing. I've got 4,500 subs. If people can give me $1, when I've got, say, 15,000, I'll be able to do this full time. And I'll get 3 or 4 people that night, $1, $2, $3 a piece. Lovely. And it's only been going up like that since I've been asking.
Yeah.
Man.
I put the links in there. I just don't really like ask for the money.
Right.
Ask people to Patreon. I just put the link there and let them decide themselves. But that's the thing. Like, I've been off for almost 2 weeks already, and I put out so much shit because I've had the time. So yeah, I'd love to do this full time, but that would require a big Patreon.
And there you go.
So,
or lots of little ones.
Well, I just meant as a whole.
I know.
it has to be pretty good to quit work.
I mean, I'm
that
still
would require about 100,000 subs, 100,000 more subs probably, to even
really
get near that. Yeah, like who's making big money? Like the people, or who's making enough money to not work? Just the people who are pretty big now.
I haven't thought of it like that. I've just thought, I don't know.
Do you think Goodfellas living off this shit? Hell's no. Which is fucked up because he's got a good channel and he should have way more subs than he does. But for his, especially for his, like, since the anti-feminist channels are so big, he's one of the older guys in it. So it's weird that, like, he only has like 30,000 subs or whatever.
It's an odd one that I sometimes get into studying all that how to suss the algorithm business and to link to halfway through a video in a playlist, and it kind of works. I've seen it work, but it starts draining the fun out of it. I'm not a marketer. I'm a comedian at best, and I don't know. I mean, if I make a video and I put feminist in the title, I know it's going to get more views by probably about 30% than anything else.
I don't even do many feminist videos.
It's done, isn't it? Jesus Christ. They're not even saying anything anymore, are they?
Yeah, it's all the same shit over and over.
Yeah. I monetised my channel when I got back from Thailand. I was on a ban for a copyright thing, and I'd had enough views and all that, and I monetised it, and I thought, here we go. And I think I've had $250,000 hits in 6 months, and I think I've made about £18, about $25.
I got lucky with one video, got me some money, but it wasn't too much money. But the what was I gonna say about that? The oh, not the monetization. Right before you said monetization, we were talking about the
Patreon.
Yeah, if everyone who subbed to you did $1, it'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone should just I don't know what people spend on Patreon. Some people, you know, they give out like more than $20 in total. Instead of giving people like $5, $10, give like your top 10 people $1 each. If everyone fucking did that, everyone have their sub count would be their Patreon, and that would be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, but I think it'd be too fantastic, and by morning there'd be 100,000 new content makers. I mean, that would be like the digital gold rush, wouldn't it?
It's so simple though. It could happen so easy. I don't get it. Like you know, like someone's giving $20, $30, $40 to one guy, right?
Yeah.
But if he gave $1 to each, and everyone did that, everyone would have their fucking you'd be making $3+ grand a month right now.
I'm going to make a video later. Billy Bong's communist Patreon.
Is it communist? I guess it is communist.
I think it's a bit.
It's not forced. It's a suggestion. If it naturally happened, it'd be great.
Yeah. Well, like I say, that's what I go for. I just say, bang $1 in. I mean, one bloke was giving me $60 a month, but I took 8 weeks off, and amongst the misery and pain of withdrawing was the daily disappearance of my Patreon. It went from about $700 a month to about $200. Ouch.
Check that. Jordan Peterson, a hypocrite, just said $50,000 a month on Patreon.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
That is
fucking great though,
nuts.
Jordan, isn't he? Jesus.
He's all right. I have my gripes with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
His fucking religious woo bullshit sickens me.
His what?
His religious woo nonsense.
Yeah, that's a side of it I don't really bother with, I must admit.
He likes to push that shit, though.
I know, and I'm noticing it's more and more, and it's kind of...
That's what all these people do. All these fucking people, not all of them, but a lot of them have, like, didn't say a word for, like, 2 years, and now they're starting to push their religious bullshit.
Yeah.
But people get mad at me when I call it out. Oh, I mean, don't call out the Christians. They're helping you. Oh, yeah, they're helping me. But then they come in with, you know, we don't have morals without Christianity. So then they're pushing their bullshit on me, and I'm supposed to just deal with it. Okay, sure. Just because they're my fucking... just because we have a common enemy doesn't mean we're fucking friends, like...
No, without a doubt. What's his name? Wizard of Calls made a video yesterday. Is the enemy of my enemy my friend? And no,
it's not. It's not. Like it's for like as long as you notice what it is, then they could be your fucking friend if you know what they are. If you're gonna ignore what they are, then you're gonna allow them to talk their bullshit over you, then no.
It happens in war situations, doesn't it, where you take someone on but what always happens then, when the common enemy is gone,
then it's back to fucking Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, why bother? Like, why am I not gonna keep fighting this as it's going? Like why am I not gonna call out some alt-right retard? You know, just because political correctness is taking hold? No, I'm gonna fucking call out both. I can do two things at once.
There's moving us nicely onto alt-right. There's an English comedian called Josie Long. I mean, the English comedy circuit is social justice. They're all socialists, and she was on London radio a couple of months ago, actually. And the interviewer said to her, he said, "Are there any British comedians who are on the right?" And she said, "Well, Andrew Lawrence is far right." Now, Andrew Lawrence is not far right. And I was sitting there listening to this because it was about comedy. I thought I'd give it a listen. And she went, and Chris Dangerfield, I've spat my tea out. She went, he identifies as alt-right.
What?
Yeah, and I've obviously never said that, but I've never said anything to suggest it. I mean, even though I left all the commie nonsense behind, you know, I think gays should get married. I think gays should fight in the military. You know, I think all drugs should be legalized, etc., etc. I'm still probably left of centre, and to be called alt-right, and I contacted her on oh, what's his name? Paul Joseph Watson made a video about her. You might have seen it because a few people did, and she was talking about in England she's more scared of white males than she is Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her on Twitter, I said, it's surprising that you say the newspapers lie about Islam, because you can lie as well. Remember the alt-right thing? And she said, I can't wait to see you at a gig. And I went, you got more chance of seeing me in court. And she blocked and banned me immediately. But I'm thinking about it, because surely that's slander. I mean, if I can demonstrate that I can lose work, and I guarantee if comedy bookers thought that I was alt-right and essentially a Nazi, a white supremacist, they won't book me.
Well, you heard that chick yesterday on my stream. She said that if you aren't a supporter of basically tearing down the U.S. government because you think it's white supremacist, then you're a white supremacist.
Yeah.
So that would mean we're all like alt-right types, or alt-light, or whatever. Any of that shit.
Mean, that's the worrying thing about these people. I heard you say that on that video, and I just thought that's what they think. If you won't destroy it, because they see it as a white supremacist situation. Yeah. If you won't destroy it, you're part of the problem.
I don't understand how you could see it as a white supremacist thing.
It's nonsense. I mean, it's just Jesus. I tell you, I've been listening to a lot of. Do you know Larry Elder?
I've heard of, yeah, I know him. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I mean, a lot of it's quite old now, but amazing. Really, really inspiring, and it's nice occasionally to have someone from the black community actually having a look at these things. I mean, he comes from, what's his name? What's the really old fella's name?
Soul.
What is it?
Thomas Sowell?
No, I always confuse him with Soros because it's similar. I can't remember. No, I can't remember.
What is he?
Well, he was the sort of bloke that inspired Larry Elder. But, you know, he's been saying this stuff since the 70s.
It's got to be Thomas Sowell.
Yeah, no, sorry, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Thomas Sowell. Yeah, I just pronounced the surname differently. Yeah, amazing. And just how long he's been saying this stuff. He must be thinking, how comes we're still talking about this?
Well, the problem with people like that is people just like, oh, they're right wing. They're right wing, so they're obviously wrong about so much. People will say, like people like Elder or Soul, they're both really right wing, you know.
And that's enough to not listen to them.
Of course, you know, according to everyone, mostly.
Wow.
That's the problem with these fucking labels.
Well, that's what. Excuse me.
They got the fucking real old. That's like straight out of American Werewolf in London, like that siren.
You know what? There was a bit.
There was some bit by, I forgot which comedian did it, but like, or it was a cartoon or something where they're like, how come the sirens in America are like, wah, 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 and in England they're like,
it's like, it used to be kids in playgrounds imitating the siren, going Nino, Nino.
Oh, I know what it was. It was on Seinfeld, dude. It was a little bit on Seinfeld.
As I heard that, I did think they think that we're like Dixon and Doc Green here. Oh, come on, there's been a crime. We better go. Nino, Nino, Nino. They're funny. The British police are hilarious. Actually, I've had many run-ins with them, and.
Do they still wear those hats they used to in the 70s?
Oh, without a doubt. They're not as long as they used to be.
Those were fucking great, like those long hats.
Yeah, tit-heads.
They look like bells, right? They look like a bell.
Really unthreatening. But the English police are quite cool. They will always strike deals with you. They're all right, actually. Yeah. I mean, I was known from them because I was involved in drugs for a good 20 years. But I remember I moved down to Devon, lovely little place in the West Country, little village, and I was selling crack, and all the pubs were empty by the third week because everyone was smoking crack. All these old men with beards were like turning up at my house. Hello, mate. Have you got any more of the crack cocaine? I had a bit last week off of old Johnny got me some. And the old bill, they put my door through and all that, a CO19 armed, which in America is probably nothing, but it's rare to get armed police over here. And they basically just said to me, look, if you fuck off back to London, everyone's happy. But if you don't, we're going to make your life a misery. And I thought, you know what, that's fair enough. That's a fair offer, copper. And so I did. I came back home.
Nothing wrong with a little blackmail.
Well, I mean, what was the alternative? You know, if they hadn't have said that, I could have been.
See, it's weird. That's like everything. Everyone would be against blackmail, but you're like, yeah, I was cool with the situation. It worked out.
Well, it did. It worked out lovely. It was alright. They had a cup of tea with us and everything. They all sat down. I mean, the armed old bill go because they cost a fortune, like, and they're paid by the hour. But when it was just a lot of police, I mean, I had a little pit bull and he was stroking him and he knew about dogs and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
You got out of it.
Billy, we should go to Thailand together, I'm thinking.
I don't know. I don't have the urge to shoot any
Children.
kids or get my dick sucked by a dude.
I haven't really sold it to you, have I? The beaches are wonderful.
If I did want to get my dick sucked by a dude, I'm sure I could do it here.
There you go. In New York, is there a lot of street prostitution?
Not anymore. There used to be. Not now.
Because I can remember as a very young boy watching again television, and it would be like,
Oh yeah, Times Square was shithole. There was prostitutes everywhere.
I think this is where my fascination with sex workers come from, because when you watch like American cop shows on English television, the whores were like these amazing women with hair as big as a hot air balloon and thigh-high boots, and they just walk up to your car and they're chewing gum. I used to just sit there like a prepubescent little kid thinking, that looks fucking brilliant, man. I mean, compared to the nasty little working class rabbit hutch I lived in, it looked like that was the life, you know. Get myself one of those American
bright
cars.
lights, big city.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, I never. By the time like I was a teenager, they were starting to clean it up, so I never got to experience that part of the city at that point in time.
You missed out.
Yeah, like it was in all the movies when I grew up, but you know, I never really got to experience a Times Square hooker.
There's a little bit of you sounding like you missed out.
I don't know.
Round here, this Soho is the red light district of London, and they have been trying for years to clean it up, but they kind of know that's why all the nightlife's here. You know, they sort of know that's part of it. It's exciting, and what happens is it just keeps changing form. I mean, there used to be a load of what they called walk-ups, and they were just you'd open a door and there'd be a stairs in front of you, and you'd walk up, you'd pay a madam like £1, literally like $1, and then they'd walk you into a room and there'd be 3 women, you'd pick them, you'd pick the one you want, you'd have a fuck, and then you'd go, and it'd cost you about, I don't know, $50, and it was shit hideous. And they were all selling drugs as well, and all the stolen stuff was going through them, so they shut all them down. They got rid of all the streetwalkers, but now there's probably within 10 minutes of my flat walking, there's probably about 150 Chinese massage shops. And from the outside, that's exactly what they are. And madly, you can get proper Chinese medicine. You can get acupuncture, you can get the cupping thing, and they will do all the proper stuff, but also you can get everything else you want. And yeah, it just keeps changing form. There's too much demand for it. You're not going to get rid of it. I was going to set one of those shops up. I worked out that they're turning over about 60,000. So what, about $85,000 a week?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and more than half of that's clear profit, and it's all cash as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no tax. It's all illegal, right?
So if these YouTube
is prostitution legal there at all, or no?
No, it's absolutely illegal for the prostitute and the customer. But you can't police that situation. I mean, you go in for a massage, they give you a massage. They call it soliciting. So if a policeman went in there and she said, "Do you want to wank a suck or a fuck for money?" she could get arrested. But they don't. They say, "Do you want a full massage?" And if you say yeah, you're basically agreeing to sex. And then she'll say, "How much are you going to tip me?" And then you can start negotiating the price. And then after that, if you end up having sex, you're just 2 people having sex. Do you know what I mean, though? I mean, in
Yeah.
a court of law, there's nothing. No one's done anything illegal.
Yeah. No, I've
Which is-
yeah, I don't know. I've never frequented a massage parlor, so
Oh
I
God,
don't know the
man,
inner workings.
they're awesome. They're amazing. What a life. I don't do it anymore, really. I mean, I do in Thailand,
It's
but
like I don't need to deal with the headaches, so if I could just pay the women and get on with it.
that was a bad time for that noise. Just after you said that.
That was just the end of a drink through a straw.
Yeah, that
You
sounds
know how
like
that sounds.
that sounds like my prostitution career in a nutshell.
That's the problem with this fucking stream. I got the mic level so weird that it catches every goddamn little sound every time I move something on the desk. It's so much louder than when I do a hangout through Google.
Why did
If I lower the mic, everyone's telling me they can't hear me, so...
Oh, hi, Chrissy. I see you're in the chat. Now, I know we've flirted in our time, but it's all about Aimee from
Why
now
don't
on.
you guys
so-
meet? You're right there, man.
She's down in Cornwall. I did offer her to get her an Uber up here the other day, but she made me feel...
Come up here, I'll give you an Uber. That sounds,
No.
sounds sexual.
Well, I've just noticed that Aimee has quoted me saying, "I don't do it anymore." ... Really? Well, what I meant by that was when I also done an Edinburgh show called "How I Spent £150,000 on Chinese Prostitutes in 18 Months." So that's what I mean by doing it. You know, that was like 3 or 4 a day. So nowadays, if
So how
I
did you afford all these drugs and hookers?
Well, dealing drugs in my 20s,
Yeah.
I made a lot of money out of that, and then I started a business. And my first year of that business, we turned over 2 million, so about $2.5 million roughly. So that went well for a while. I mean, I still got that business now, but it's not the game it used to be. You know, nowhere near. I would not be spending 150 grand on whores now, I can assure you. Really. which is why I go to Thailand, because after the airfare, you know, you're saving a fortune.
How far of a trip is it for you?
It's going to take me 11 hours to get to
Damn.
Bangkok. Yeah, it's a long way, but a couple of Valium and a Xanax in the airport, you wake up in Thailand. It's like time travel. So
Dude, I don't know. I've been on planes 5-6 hour trips and I can't fucking sleep on a plane for shit. I mean, I guess I wasn't taking drugs to knock me out, but still, you figure you should be able to sleep a little. No.
well, if you can blag a first class, you'll get a bed, but they're hard to get these days. They're really hard to get. But no, I can't do it without the tranquilizers.
Like, I remember falling asleep on a plane and, like, waking up and it's, like, 40 minutes later. And I'm like, what? 40 minutes? That's it?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
still got 4 hours. How the fuck?
No, it's horrible, but yeah, that's why I take a variety of sedatives. I shut my eyes. I mean, I had to change once in Abu Dhabi, and they carried me on a stretcher from one plane through customs onto the other plane. They thought I was sick. I just was sedated, but I didn't tell them. I thought, this is lovely. Just carried. But once you're out there, oh man, honestly, it's Southeast Asia. All jokes aside and all focusing on sex trade aside, Southeast Asia is amazing. What, you know, the lifestyle, the people, the weather, the food. It's a different world. You know, I know it isn't. I nearly said literally, but you know, incredible. Got to be done, Bill. How long's that for you out to Thailand or Asia?
It's gotta be, what, another 6 hours or 5 hours in that at least?
What, on top of what
I don't know. I don't know which way they go. If they go west coast over the Pacific.
Anyone
the
in the
other way.
chat know how long it's going to take in New York to Thailand? Yeah, because I'm thinking I wouldn't know what way you went. I mean, one of the girls I know out there, her daughter lives in Canada now. And yeah, she said that was like 22 hours or something. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds... I know it's like 24 to get to fucking Australia from here. It's crazy.
Shit. Yeah, well, Perth to Thailand is about 5 hours. So yeah, you're looking at about 20 hours. Well,
That's nuts.
you're actually ripping B-loads, aren't you? You're living up to your name, Bill.
Of course, always. I don't think
oh,
I've ever
right.
streamed and didn't hit the bomb.
You know what? I stopped smoking skunk. I
When
done
we
it for like,
started, when we started, I wasn't high. I started smoking, and then I was fucking ripped for a little bit. I was like, shit, I don't have much to say now because I'm so fucking stoned.
well, you're all right.
But we'll be
Um,
alright.
um, this is quite funny. In the chat, Chrissy says, Amy, would you bang Dangerfield? And Amy, who's obviously responded to a different question, but doesn't realise that,
20
directly
hours.
under it says 20 hours.
She'll be doing it in 20 hours or doing it
Oh, I think
for
she,
20 hours?
oh, she's responding to a different question, Bill, but I've
I
screen
know.
printed it and I'm going to put it on my wall above my bed. So, Bill, do you get busy with the dark net out there, or
The dark web? No. What do you-
oh, it's amazing over here. It's fucking
I'm
awesome.
too uncomputer savvy to go check out the dark web because I feel like I'll get infiltrated on my computer and shit.
I'm trying to give a shit about what you said, but Amy has agreed to bang me for 20 hours, and I'm over the moon, Amy.
Oh, there you go.
That's the well.
Jamie,
What can I say?
$10 from Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. You are
And
too
you
fucking kind.
You think that competes with the news I just got, really? And you call me a whore?
Hey man, $10. That shit is gonna really go into my bank account. Whereas Amy saying she'll bang me for 20 hours isn't yet. So.
Bang me.
Well,
Bill.
whatever. Whoever she's saying she's gonna bang, it's not gonna happen until it happens. So.
Anyway, back to
I'll
the dark
believe
web.
it when I see it.
I know what you're saying about the dark web, but there are ways around it. I mean, I don't use it anymore, officer, but incredible. I mean, some of the things I managed to get hold of. For someone like me who's been using some very obscure pharmaceuticals since I was a teenager, to suddenly be able to go online and get injectable Valium delivered by a postman 2 days later, fuck me. I thought, you know, if I had got to like 70 years old and was totally clean and saw the darknet, I'd have cried my eyes out that I missed that. It'd have been, you know, I'd have been more upset, you know. Oh
Chris,
God,
you just got outdone. I'm sorry.
what's happened?
She asked Billy or Chris.
Yeah, no, that. Come on, she's just
They
joking
answer.
now. Bill, they
She
have to
answered.
do this. They have to balance things to make it appear like a joke. But I know what's happening. Oh, I can sense it. I can sense it. So no darknet.
So, does everyone tell you that you sound like what's his face?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
You know exactly who I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Well,
already.
I grew up about 3 miles away from him. We went to the same rehab centre. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Well, it's not a problem, but he's an arsehole, you know.
He
I
is,
know
he's
the
the
bloke, and I don't like him, and I know what he gets up to, and I know who he pretends to be, and I did. You know what though? When he first started comedy, there was a show. You know, Big Brother, the old reality thing. There was a show in England called Big Brother's Little Brother, and it was one of those sort of summary shows, you know. So after the main show, there'd be a few Z-listers going, "Let's see what happened in the house today." Now, I never watched Big Brother, but I watched that because he was on it, and he wasn't famous. It was his first TV gig, and it was comedy genius. I remember thinking, Russell, this is brilliant, smashing it. And then of course he just went downhill and downhill. But I'll never take that away from him. It was, you know, and everyone said it was a well-known thing that Big Brother's Little Brother got bigger audiences because they were watching it for him.
It's weird. He was in like 102 movies here, and he got so big, and I'm like, why? He's not that funny. I didn't
No.
see the attraction to it all.
No, and the movies are terrible, aren't they? I mean, what he done a remake of Arthur or something.
Oh God, that's hard.
Who remakes Arthur? It's perfect.
Why do they gotta remake anything? That's all they do is like remake every fucking movie out there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the other week. I watched what I didn't. It was on a mate's telly. The Italian Job.
He's in
I
that
mean,
too?
the first movie with Michael Caine.
Oh,
no,
they
he's not.
remade
No,
that.
no. I'm
they
just
remade
saying.
that. Yeah, okay.
What a crock of shit! I was just. And again, the Italian Job is such a good film. You know, in its genre. Why would you make that again?
They're just it's easy money for these people. It's just they sell the rights. So those people make money. Then they make money off their new shit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Fair enough. Did
I know
so
I hate it. I
Shia
think it sucks. Like all these remakes are pointless.
Well, it's not very creative, is it? I
Not
mean,
creative at all, and you're changing it around to try and act like you're creative, and you fuck everything up.
Yeah, and I tell you what I don't like. They make little references to the first movie as if they're a bit clever. It's like, oh, I see what you've done there. You postmodern fool, you. Yeah.
Look at you. You guys are so good.
The living meme that is Shia LaBeouf is in trouble again.
He's a sick fuck, huh?
Have you seen what he got arrested for yesterday?
Yeah, but what's so funny is how he's like, he just brings up racism out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
He said to the black copper, he went, "You're going straight to hell because you're black."
Did he say that? I saw most of it. I didn't hear that part.
No, I'm trying to think because I didn't. I watched a few videos about it because I'm lost on 4chan, so anything about Shia I have to keep involved with. But then I watched them all and it was all the same footage, and then I saw a new one today where they had some different footage. And yeah, I mean, don't quote me on it verbatim, but it's along the lines of, "You're going straight to hell because you're black." Seriously.
Well, I heard him say how, like, you work for a president who doesn't even like you, and you lock up your own kind. And he said, but before that, he said something like, "Oh, I asked you for a cigarette. Why would I ask you for a cigarette if I was racist?" But the cop never said, like, "Oh, this," like, okay, that's what he's thinking in his mind. He thinks the police force arrest people because they are racist. So every time they make an arrest, it's because they're racist. They saw racism or something like. So he's like, "Oh, I just asked you for a cigarette. I wasn't being racist. That's not being racist or something." So like he's just automatically thinking the cop's thinking in race and is arresting him for that. Like I don't get it. Like
he done that with the French fries as well, didn't he? Called that bloke racist for not selling him chips or something. Hello, Paul Deverill. Nice to see you here, sir.
Is he one of your guys?
No, I think it might be Sargon's video. I'll dig it out for you, Bill, and I'll text it to you later. But it's brilliant, man. You're going straight to hell because you're black. Now, weirdly though, I think his angle is that he's been so beaten down on in the world that the world doesn't like black people because America's a white supremacist. I think that was his angle, but through the booze, he just said, "You're going to hell, black man."
Well, didn't he sound like twice at least that he was going to call him a stupid nigger? And he just like changed the word right at the last second.
I don't know. There's another lovely bit of footage where he's in the police station and
he called him a stupid bitch. He called him some other shit.
Yeah, many times bitch. He says like, if he had his gun on him and shoot him.
Stupid bitch. Like that's why I think he was gonna say nigger then. Because he was just like he slowed down for a second. And was like, bitch.
In the police station, he goes, "Why am I in custody? These handcuffs are too tight." And then he says,
"Cuffs aren't supposed to be loose, you jackass."
You know what? Every time I've been cuffed, I've said that. Everyone does, because you think it's something you can get them on, and then you start rubbing them on your wrist so that when they take them off, you go, "Look at the state of my wrists." Yeah. And the woman said to me, "Yeah, everyone does that." I was like, yeah. Have you got any Savlon? They're really hurting.
It's true, man. I always thought about that. I'm like, okay, they put them on you. They're not really they're a little tight, but if you don't fuck around, you won't have a problem. You won't feel anything. Yeah. But as soon as you start jerking around and shit and trying to rip out of them, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, they the way they lock, they get tighter if you move too much. That's not a design, but it's almost a design fault. But I'm sure the police are happy.
They must have had fun with that, but he's just like he blamed it on the booze, I think.
You know what? He's an addict, isn't he? We won't get into bothering trying to define that, but he's out of control with his drinking. There's probably something else in there.
Yeah, he's probably done drugs too.
Although I tell you what's his name? It's awesome, isn't it? The feminist skeptic, old Russian Deadpool.
Oh God.
He sent a letter to that evil bald woman, didn't he? And he said that he thinks his mushrooms were spiked with PCP.
That's crazy. Well, it's crazy that he's writing her letters.
I know. And all the way through it, he keeps going, "If only she didn't take the mushrooms.
Yeah,
if only there wasn't PCP." And it's like, no. If only you didn't kill her.
Yeah.
My mate calls him Russian dead girlfriend.
Russian dead girlfriend.
Isn't it weird though?
But those are one of the guys that I said, oh, this guy is liable to kill someone. Look at his fucking crazy ass face.
No way. Did you record that?
What do you mean?
Did
Me
you
saying
say
it? No.
Did you say it on record?
I don't even know. I possibly have. I don't know, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm just saying me in general, in my mind at least. At least in my mind, I've said it. Like, look at this guy. He's fucking mental. Like, you could see it. Like, the vegan gains. I would not be shocked if that guy killed someone.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You know what I mean? You could just tell he's fucking psycho.
Yeah, he's wrong. There's something wrong with him. I Hypocrite just wrote, "If only I missed." I'll time I Hypocrite's joke for when you're not sucking a bong next time, Bill, so you can laugh rather than the awkward silence. Which
well, because I missed what he was referencing.
Hurt I Hypocrite's feelings.
I don't know what the context was. I missed the context of that joke.
Well, you know, he was going, if only I didn't have the mushrooms, if only they weren't spiked.
Ah, yes.
If only I'd missed.
I was already a minute past that. It was already gone for me.
Oh, this is no good. Damn stoners.
If only that gun wasn't so damn accurate.
But I'm with you, though. Him, well, let's try and call it now, and the chat. So, who's the next murderer? If not murderer...
Who's the next skeptic killer?
Okay, it's Billy Bong and Chris Dangerfield. It's time to name that skeptic murderer. Who's the next YouTuber that's going to kill? Vegan Gains. I mean, we should run a book on this. We should do like a Deadpool.
Onision?
You know, like... Yeah, man. Good call. And it's going to be a young girl, isn't it?
He's going to be a murderer. Yeah, he's going to be a serial killer. If they're going to find that he has 3 bodies already.
Yeah.
Is this slander? No, right? We're just speculating.
No, fuck that, man. Vegan Games. I Hypocrite's gone for Alexander Lako. You're going to have to remind me. I don't know him.
I know the name. I don't know the...
Vegan Games is scoring so many points. Aimee, Corey, Chris has gone for Onision as well. David, John doesn't know him. John, you have to look him up online. He's a psycho ready to kill.
We could make this a poll. We gotta have a good like 3 or 4 choices there. Though.
All right, we'll pop it up on Twitter later, maybe.
Yeah.
When I say we, I'm having the points for that. I'm doing it now before you have a time to do it.
Man.
I've already done it. I've already done it.
You have way more followers than me on Twitter. So right now, how many fucking followers do you have on Twitter? Like thousands.
About 13,000, but most of them are from comedy. They're from comedy though. There's no money in them. Aimee's good call. Copper Cab.
Copper Cab though, he's been on TV his whole life. This guy's like some fucking. I don't know, they latch onto him for stories for some reason in the media. I don't know what his deal is. He's half a troll.
Ironheart Gaming is a good call. A couple of people coming in with him.
Not many people know who he is, I don't think.
In many ways, he's already tried to kill himself, I think. Joe Live Life. Few people.
No, Joe is too egotistical to kill someone like that.
Kevin Logan looks like he strangles hookers. Good call, Little Rock. That's wicked. But Vegan Games, I think most people. There's something driving. There's something inhuman and unholy driving him.
I'm gonna think about this one because there's definitely people out there that can qualify for this. I think.
I did a live stream. Me, Bearing, Sugar Tits, Devon.
I was gonna come on that stream. I was driving around. I couldn't.
You know the mad thing? While we were on it, Kraut came on it.
That was great. If I was in there with Kraut, I'm like, what's up?
Honestly, and his avatar, his little picture was right next to Devon. I was just leaning back going, this will be interesting. He said nothing and then left.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird. But Copper Cab, so we done that stream. He started coughing and choking and it all went weird. Next day I said to Bearing, have you got a link for that stream? And he went. I've been speaking to Copper Cab. I'll talk to you later. And then he had to do an edit of it. And I said, what was that? And he went, he had a heart attack.
No, he didn't.
Well, this is what apparently Bearing said. And there's pictures of him with the old mouth thing on, all the tubes coming out. Yeah.
I don't buy it.
No, well, I can't see Bearing doing that unless he was
the next
convinced.
fucking shooter.
You know what? A lot of people are calling him a fucking cunting bitch in the chat.
Well,
but I don't know
because I hate Kraut. So.
Yeah, no, he's a. I mean, he follows me. He follows my channel.
Yeah, lots of people like him. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
You know,
we got
I can't.
Beef, so it's whatever. It is what
I
it
did.
is.
Yeah, In fairness,
But I don't need
no,
to do anything because iHypocrite does all the work on Crown. So,
it's good stuff, isn't it? I love
like,
his videos.
if I ever think about a video, he already put it out and hit every goddamn point you need to. So.
Someone's asking me if naloxone and methadone are going to cure heroin. No, no, you know what? None of that works. You need to sort your mind out. People taking drugs as strong as heroin are medicating emotional pain. That's it. You can give them supplements, but they're just still taking drugs. They need a lot of help. They need to work out why they are in pain all the time, and then they can stop taking the medicine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's my answer to that. Yeah, he knows I hypocrite. He knows I like Devon. He knows I walked in Hyde Park holding hands with the Roo himself.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. These people like try to ostracize people who are fucking who talk to other people. Like, and these people try to out Devon out of the community. Okay, and then they're talking about you know, oh, getting along with the enemies. They can't even get along with the people who agree with them. Like, and they want to like ostracize specific people from the community. Yeah. That's ridiculous, and like that's why I don't buy into any of that shit. And I want to talk to people about that. I want to actually talk to those people about that. What about the fact that you people ostracize specific people in the community? You know.
Yeah.
Forget about the people outside of the community.
And
like
then he
what,
made that
like
mad
yeah, what
video.
if what if Devon showed up to VidCon? would he have been allowed to chill with all those people? If he, you know, not saying he would want to either, you know, but if he wanted to, what would they have to say? Like, what if Kraut was there and I came? Would we have to fight it out?
I mean, this would be awesome. Wouldn't it be good? Imagine we all turned up, all the people like that, the weird gang that no one likes, and then we had some bare knuckle fighting out the back.
It's odd because they're like pushing we're the people no one likes and like, yo, you normies, all that shit. But then the group that did it harder and better is the one that they're trying to push out.
Yeah.
To get, I don't know why, to keep their fame and glory. I don't know what it is.
He made that mad video about being nice to the community about a week after it or something, didn't he? I don't know. It's funny how it's, you know, when I got into stand-up, I just thought everyone was great. I met loads of new people. And then, without a doubt, very quickly, you realise that it's just a group of people. The fact that it's comedy means nothing. I'll tell you what, my business, we sell lock-picking tools. We manufacture and sell lock-picking tools. I got into it because I used to rob houses, and I went legitimate. And when I first got into selling them online, this bloke I hired as a consultant, he said to me, he was a northerner, and he went, hey, Chris, I got to tell you, he went, you'll soon find out that the lock-picking game is full of backstabbers and bastards. And I thought, what, you know, come on, man, this is ridiculous. And of course, very soon I realised it was. Because groups of people get like that. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, groups divide. They divide into cliques.
It always happens. But everyone wants to act like it doesn't. We're a community. Oh, except for him. Now Thunderfoot's a laughing stock of the community. Give me a break.
Hello, Robert Kamal.
Come on, like, fucking Thunderfoot's still good. He, because he doesn't agree with Brexit, he's a fucking douche. That's the deal now.
Yeah, he's odd.
Is that what this has come to here? Well, you notice though, no one's really doing skeptic videos anyway.
There's not really a lot at the moment that's not just repeating, is there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, one of the things you must get it as well, Bill. Sometimes I sit down because my channel, I'll do a lot of personal stories, a lot of nostalgia, but I like to keep my foot in with, you know, ripping the piss out of terrible ideas. But it's so hard on the sense of on the sense of self, trawling YouTube and having to watch so many arseholes. And it's just like, oh God, I can't sit for another one of these. Do you know what I mean, though?
It's hard sometimes. I can't do a response video all the time. I don't even always do response videos to specific videos. Like, I just did a couple, but here and there they come out.
Yeah.
Like that one you did one that was 2 parts with that you sent me, that show with the guy with the being Islamic apologetics, all that shit.
Oh man, yeah, Tez Ilyas.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to sit through those and fucking like that's the thing. That's like I said, when I edit videos, I go through audio process, all that shit, and you just record yourself, right?
Yeah.
I don't like doing that because like I don't always talk straight through for 10 minutes. Like I can't. Like sometimes I gotta gather my thoughts. Sometimes I gotta speak it out, and then I say something, and I'm like, wait, that if I say it this way, it sounds better, so I change it. You know. That's why I don't sit in front of a camera and talk, because there'll be a lot of space and a lot of and you know all that shit here and there. So it'll be like 10 minutes with 6 minutes of actual fucking talking. But so that's why I do my videos that way.
Yeah, and likewise, I can't do the editing, so you know you work with what you can. Nice one, Bones the cat. I appreciate that. It's that geezer Tez Ilyas from the I can't remember what they were called, the Islam on telly stuff. How the media deals with Islam in England. He was a stand-up comic. You know, we started around the same time. What's amazing? I mean, I wouldn't suggest you do this. I might stick it in a video a bit later, but you can see that he's been quite clever. You've only got to go back 3 years, and he looked like a typical Englishman. And over the last 3 years, he has slowly converted to look like a Muslim. I mean, he's shaved his head. He's not bald. He's shaved his head. He's grown a beard, and he starts wearing nasty suits from Pakistan. And it's like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if his agent didn't say to him, look, there's money in being a Muslim in the British media at the moment, especially as a comedian. I'm serious. I'm not even taking the piss.
Definitely.
I'm serious. You know.
They do that all the time. That's where they follow the money. Like, oh, there's money in this, so do this.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Did you see that? Did you ever see this video? It's pretty recent. I don't know. The guy doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but he's Coach Red Pill.
Hey?
He did a video about the skeptics and what's going to go on, and like he's like, yeah, Andy's going to be on MTV, all this shit. It's really funny. Like, it's so like he's being serious, I think, but I think there's some comedy to it.
Right, okay.
Like it's a prediction, but
I don't think it's as entertaining as who's going to kill who, the next murderer prediction.
no, that's way better. I think we should make that a series. Like,
Yeah, without doubt.
should
And
probably do a video with that.
yeah, we'll do one video every murder. I mean, I don't think we'll be too busy, but I think there will be some.
I don't think Shies would ever make the list.
No,
He's
I mean,
got no balls to kill.
yeah. Apparently, he might be gay, Bill. Oh
Is
dear.
that so? Why?
Oh, Chris is after a mod. I think her and Aimee like to be mods together.
I know a lot of people want to be mods. I hate making everyone mods because then they like ban everyone.
You heard it there, Chrissy.
It's not about Chrissy. Like I didn't even do I hypocrite because then Mitzi's gonna complain that he's gonna ban her and all this shit, and I gotta take sides between people that come here and chat and shit.
Did you hear that, Chrissy? It's a straight up fuck you from New York.
Don't be banning people from my streams. I'll mod the both of you. But just don't go banning everyone unless it's some troll, which we never really get. But you guys got to deal with your little infightings yourselves. All right?
He's letting you have it, but he's making you pay. Christ, he's making you pay.
Because I don't need, because then I gotta have like, you know, problems between these two people because I allowed them to ban that one and ban that one. Like, and I don't, if I'm not fucking doing shit, I'm trying to talk here. Like,
well, our hypocrite is waving his wrench with a passion. There you go, Chrissy, you got it. Look, they got what they want, the bitches. Okay. I'll tell you what I would like to ask you, have you checked out this new channel? Can I get it up without losing what I've got? Can I get it up? You know, I ain't got a problem with that,
Can you get it
Chrissy. Yeah. No, I'm talking about this new channel. I'm going to do a live stream with him. He's agreed already. I've only just seen him. He's called something like PSA Sitch. His name is PSA Sitch. Anyone in the chat, I recommend him. I recommend me. If you don't go to me, it'll probably be in the link. Billy will put my place in the link. But his name's PSA, one word in capitals, Sitch, S-I-T-C-H. I watched a couple of his videos yesterday. Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Have you checked him out?
never heard of him, no.
Billy, no?
Nope.
I watched one yesterday, heavily edited. Yeah, a few people in the chat know him. I reckon he's really good. I just straight away got on him. I said, "Do a stream with us," and he went, "Yeah, all right. I'll have to get a microphone and a chair." I know how he feels though. The first Warski stream I'd done, I was
the
under
table.
the table. Oh, you were on it, weren't you? It was me and you.
Yeah, I was on a couple. I was on 2 with you, I think.
They're weird, aren't they? I mean, it's very branded, and you know, you're halfway through a story, and it's all about the timing, and suddenly he goes, "Hang on, Chris. Yeah, nice one for the $10, Johnny." Like, what? Hang on. And then he comes back, she goes, "Carry on." You're like, "Nah, moment's kind of gone now. Moment's kind of gone."
I got a good guy I've been watching lately. He's I wanted to have him on. I could have him on, I guess. Maybe I could get him on before the end of the weekend. I'll see. Justin Anti-Theist.
Okay, I'll make a note of that. Don't know it.
He's good. He does a lot of shit on Antifa, actually.
Okay, I've popped it in. I've made a note of it. Well, I'm meant to be streaming with Aimee soon, but I wouldn't advise anyone watch it because that's going to be just me and her.
Show.
It's just going to be loving. Yeah, just going to be pure sweet.
By
sweet
the way,
love.
I would give out these wrenches more willingly, and I may consider taking them back. And I.
You're enjoying it now, aren't you?
Ass pics would be nice, you know, not from you, LP, but from the other people I wrenched, you know. That would be good. That would earn a wrench. But like you said, you got to go after it, right, if you want it. But like I said, I feel like these things should just be handed to you for all your contributions and everything.
Okay, hang on. I'm just writing to my girlfriend while you're talking.
LP already sent one. Awesome. He already sent it back.
What time is it in New York, Bill?
6:47.
All right, I'm gonna you probably got about another 15 minutes of my input because it's coming up to midnight. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work.
End this within 10 minutes, probably.
No, I'm more busier than you. I got that in first.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's just me. I think there's a certain kudos to leaving a stream early.
The dog is sitting here staring at me like, why aren't you fucking walking me yet?
That's not a nice way to refer to your girlfriend, Bill, but I can understand why you did. So what's next? What's next? I know, Aimee, we can talk all night. That's why I'm really leaving here. I'm going to be on that Twitter inbox in a minute. I haven't really got work to do. Oh, yes, I have. Work on you, my dear. So what's the future, Bill? Where do you want to go with your channel?
What do you mean? I don't know.
This isn't me trying to entertain the troops. I'm actually interested because, you know, we're nearly still peers.
There's no real plan for my channel, you know? It's just do what I do and keep doing it, I guess. I you know, it'll change. It'll go through its changes, its metamorphosis.
Is Sarsaw gonna murder?
Who?
Linda Sarsaw.
Is she gonna murder? No. She won't murder anyone. She's making a list and is gonna sue people, apparently.
Yeah, not surprised. I mean, she's probably so heavily funded.
I wonder if I'm on the list.
That'd be quite handy. Help your channel out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, getting sued wouldn't help me out.
Do you, when you're doing videos like that about people like her, are you aware of legal ramifications? I mean, I've never considered a fuck about that.
I've thought about it, but I don't know. Do I say, like, I present articles and I say what they've said. I don't say I know this for a fact. But, like, some things are facts. Like, so I've quoted her herself. Like, you know, I quoted things she said. I'm not quoting things other people say about her all the time, you know? Like, she's sitting there, like, she's said the other day her mentor is a guy who was involved with the 93 bombings of fucking World Trade Center. So, like, I didn't say that she's like, when I say she's a terrorist supporter or, like, admires terrorists, she said the fucking thing herself. This guy is my fucking mentor. Now, are you going to tell me that he wasn't a terrorist because they couldn't indict him or whatever? Like, the FBI knows he was connected but can't really prove it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, I get you.
Like, is that slander? That she is cushy with terrorist supporters?
I think it's one of those things that will come with. I mean, it would be nothing. Maybe if you had 500,000 subs. Do you know what I mean? Where if the impact was a bit bigger, who knows?
Yeah.
I done a story last week about a car chase I was in. The police chased us, and as I was telling it, I remember thinking, this is a true story. There was the geezer driving the car exists, and I mentioned a couple of things that he'd actually done, information that I'd found out in rehab, and as I was saying, I was thinking, Jesus, is this ethically okay, regardless of legally? But I thought, fuck him.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. What can she get out of me if she sues me? I don't know.
Nice one, Paul. Paul said something nice about me, I think, and now I've lost it on the chat. But that was very kind of you. All right, Bill, I need a piss.
Right.
I've got to write some love poetry for Aimee. Thank you, Bill, for having me on.
No doubt, Chris. It was fun.
Yeah, I've had a great
Definitely
time.
a
Thank
pleasure.
you, people in the chat. If you don't know my channel, it's just Dangerfield. Please go there. I'm desperate for attention.
Sub to him.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll sub to Bill, but maybe get your friends to do it. How about that?
What's that? I missed what you
Perfect
said. I'm
time to
sorry.
end it. That it wasn't worth hearing again. Everybody, lovely. Bill, let's do it again sometime, mate.
I'm definitely, by the way, okay, definitely, Chris. No,
All
I
right,
just
man,
wanted to
take
say
care.
something else to the people.
Go on then, I'll hang around. I want to hear it. What you say to the
No,
people.
I hypocrite said something about the Jock Tower stream. I'm definitely down for that. I gotta get that one set up soon, actually. So, Robert, if he's still in the chat, tell me when you're free in the next 3 days. We'll do that shit. Because
Okay.
I wanted to critique their fucking trailer that came out for the movie. I don't know if you've read The Dark Towers, Chris. It's a,
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's a book series. It's really good. So.
No, I've been reading Being and Time.
No, this is old shit, pretty much.
By Martin Heidegger. Well, so's that. Probably older than Dark Towers.
Probably.
All right, I'm going to go. See you later. Hypocrite, let's do a live stream soon. Aimee, we're going to do one soon. I'm going to pester you in Twitter. Bye, everyone.
Good
Bye.
night, guys. Good night.